turtles, Dragon Ball, kaiju, and more. Steven's Toy Reviews. Hello collectors, Steven here, and welcome to another Ninja Turtle review where I don't review turtles. Don't you like it when that happens? Today we're going to be taking a look at the NECA Loot Crate exclusive Bebop and Rocksteady. So Bebop is, well, a lot of folks, to my understanding, it's Bebop anyway, are not going to have this guy. Why? Because the way that these happen is that they did a special bundle where if you got all of the first series of TMNT loot crates that NECA collaborated on, then you got a bonus figure because each of the loot crate boxes had a figure in it. The Toon crate box had Rocksteady. Very cool. Now, if you got them all at once, you paid for them all at once, you got Bebop. If you bought them individually, meaning you bought one, bought two, bought three, you don't get Bebop. If you bought the last one, you don't get Bebop. You had to buy them all at once. Some folks were confused on that and they didn't get Bebop. Others, they did. Now, the pair go for nearly $400 on eBay. So, if you're thinking about it, let's take a look to see whether or not these guys are worth adding to your collection. I'm going to go ahead and tell you no, but let's go ahead on that ride anyway. NECA was kind of smart here. I mean, given the source material, they didn't really have any other options. But basically, these figures are going to be one and the same when you take a look at them. Not bad. The differences being is that, yes, the head sculpts will be different, but the bunny actual body suit, the rubber suit over the, I guess we could call that the armature body on the inside, the legs and the arms, they're going to be the same. So easy to review. Let's go ahead and take a look at them up close and personal. Now, for them individually, Bebop and Rocksteady, I actually believe that they are using the main body, the torso and the hips, the armature, if you will, underneath the rubber suit is going to be the vanilla figures that saw release at Target. So that is sort of backed up by the fact that if you take a look at the neck area, it matches up with the original figures. So that's kind of my thought. But other than that, here are the individual headshots of both the Warthog and the Rhino. Very cool. I will say that they did add a bit more of shading onto the faces, specifically for the black lines, but other than that, it's not really all that different from the OG releases. For Bebop, you can actually see the white dots for the pupils. They're just very difficult to move with those glasses. And then taking a look at the actual body, we have a little bit of a mixed bag here. Why am I saying that? Well, we do have a rubber suit over the main body, and it is glued together at the side, which on one of them, it's holding up just fine. On the other one, of course, it's got to be Bebop. It's already starting to split. Cool. Now, these pictures were taken before I did figure surgery, which we'll talk about in the articulation section. Very cool. Yes. Yes. The arms, very nice. You can actually see on the forearms on both the left and right side where that little tab there, that's where the wristbands would be, specifically for Bebop's left hand. That is going to be where the chains would wrap around. That's where the hook would be. Go ahead, check yours on your own. Taking a look at the legs, these are going to be by default the ones that Bebop comes with. Pretty cool. Though the actual big bunny feet are brand new for these figures, which is very, very nice. Now, taking a look at the actual quality on the main body, this is something I kind of glanced over just because what's the quality difference between these two? Basically going to be the same. We do have the nice pink underbelly for the bunnies here, which the lines do look very nice. Very fun to see the stitching there. And on the back, we do once again have the creases and folds highlighted, or I don't know what that would be. Highlighted, I guess, by the different black Toon style lines that NECA has been using. And of course, we do have the little poofda for the bunny tail. Anyway, for these two in the looks department, they pretty much hit the nail on the head, for better or worse. Using the exact same parts, they're going to have the exact same articulation. Except for the neck, going to be a little bit different. But realistically speaking, let's get into it, and then I'll tell you what my 5.25 hour ordeal was with these guys. Yeah. So both of them, jaw opens and closes, not as much on the vanilla figures, Here, the hoods are going to block a little bit, so yeah, that kind of works. Bebop's up about that far. Rocksteady can get about that far. So decent range of movement. You can actually kind of pull the hoods back a little bit if you wanted to, but I would not advise that. Yeah, so the articulation's going to be pretty much be the same. And the reason being, as we talked about before, the bodies on the inside, the armatures, if you will, those are going to be the vanilla releases, it seems like, and then the rest is going to be the same. So what do we have here? Well, shoulders swivel around, and then we can get a T-pose. There you go. That's as good as they can T-pose. Bicep swivel, which is a little loose. It doesn't feel like it's connected all the way. We can do that on both arms. We do have double hinge elbows, which sometimes are willing to cooperate, other times not. Come on, you. There you go. We got that a little bit of movement there. All the hands are going to feature swivels and hinges, like that. It's near impossible to see, but on the inside, there is a joint which allows you to move them at the waist. I believe it's going to be a ball joint, but it's minimal movement, and realistically speaking, you're not going to get too much movement out of it. The hips, swivel hinges. They plug into the pelvis area down here on swivels. Kick back, forward, and back that far. Hinge out to the side. That much. There we go. We do have thigh swivels. I'll talk about that in a second. Double hinge knees. And unlike on the original figures, we have fully working hinge and swivels for the ankles. So we get good ankle rockers. Yes. Now, when I got these guys out the box, if you check my unboxing, that should be enough proof for you. They did not want to move for anything. I gave them a nice hot water bath. Everything was good to go, right? Well, here's the issue. Everything was kind of moving. You can even see the hinge working there, since it's not really working up here for good old Rocksteady. Yeah, everything seemed to be working except for the thigh swivel. Was stuck on both of them. So I got a wild hair up my ass, and I said, no, I'm not going to have figures with stuck articulation. They should work properly. From start, with disassembly, which included popping the hip assembly apart, heating up the thigh assembly where this plugs in, hurting myself, then reassembling all of this because this onesie is a nightmare to line up with a pin that goes into the hole and then also goes in the back of the hole there and organize. Yeah. And then popping this out, it's like a mushroom cap. 5.5 hours to fix that. And you want to know why it took that long? Not only because of just frustrating design working against me. 1, 2, 3, 4 instances of nearly airtight seals and stuck paint. All of them had paint that was dried on the inside, preventing this from reasonably happening. Not good. Now, aside from that, there were other areas as well that were stuck, like the elbows and the knees. Not fun. In general, not fun. So I'm just going to take this segment right here to say, NECA, stop this. Stop coating your stuff in an inch of chalky paint and then putting it on the market and letting it dry in the package. I have my Rat King set, and I'm waiting for his diaper to flake. But anyway, articulation. It's pretty good. It's all right. It doesn't really do a whole lot. it's there. They move. Time for accessories, and they're both going to come with the same accessories. Oh, wow, there's a whole lot of sameness here. We're going to get 2 alternate sets of hands. We are going to get a remote, maybe to blow something up, and we're going to get Easter baskets. Yay. So taking a look at the alternate hand parts, we are going to get splayed hands, and then we are going to go ahead and get a left hand to hold something and a right hand to hold something. The right hand is going to have a trigger finger on it. Pretty neat. Now the splayed hands actually do have little palms on them, for a little bunny. The other hands do not. So oversight, couldn't figure out how to get that to happen. Don't know, but hey, it's not there. Now the Easter baskets and Rocksteady is going to come with a nice purple trimmed one with 3 fire eggs in it. Let's see who catches the reference. And they do have nicely painted yellow stripes on them. Pretty basic, nothing complicated here, where Bebop's basket is going to have a blue trim, and it's going to come with a green, a purple, and a white egg with a little bit of a red trim to it as well, and it looks very, very good. Generally speaking, the quality on the underside, not a whole lot there, but it's the underside, and quite frankly, not a whole lot of folks are looking at that. And then we'll take a look at the remotes. Little yellow knobs at the top, blue buttons on the face of it with a red indicator light, I'm supposing. Cool. Not a whole lot of detail there. And here's a nice display picture of them using their fun accessories. That's about it. I don't know why they didn't include their guns. They could have. Size comparison, so this way you can see how big they are alongside some of your other figures you just might have up on the shelf. And these are actually going to be slightly taller than the default Bebop and Rocksteady. I think that's just because of the size of the feet and the way that the body had to be constructed to make sure that everything is in place correctly. And it's not just a camera angle trickery thing here. The bunnies are a little taller than the vanilla figures. So just something to keep in mind. You can squat them down though. So buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. Man, I really wanted to give completionists who haven't gotten these yet hope that the soon-to-be $450, $500 listings on eBay would be at least getting you good stuff. But unfortunately, the way that these are standing, I mean, if you do the math, the minimum wage in New Jersey is $10 an hour. So at an hourly rate, I'm owed a little over $50 for having to fix NECA's mistake. Just gonna put that out there. Yeah. So at the end of the day, these are nice to have. They're fun little additions to the collection. Nothing that you absolutely must have. It's okay if you miss out on them. But it's kind of disappointing that there are going to be some folks who are going to get these later, and they're not necessarily going to get something that is, well, objectively good. They're pretty fun to have. I mean, I could see myself displaying these around at Easter time, but yeah, they're just fun bonuses. If you got the crates, congrats. You have a piece of NECA TMNT history. If you're a completionist, chances are you already have this and you've already formed your own opinions, so I don't know why you're watching this. But if you're debating, I think it's okay to let some things go. Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now, you've heard a lot from me. I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.